Cooking is a business, the counterattack of the head chef. Chapter 1 Wake up and become a move. Cannon fodder life is unwilling. Seo-zekin is a well-known head chef who has many diners in and around the capital for his skillful taste. However, an accident made him travel into an ancient novel, named Seo-zekin. This Seo-zekin is cowardly by nature and has a weak personality, but what awaits him is a bloody route in the book, rebellion, palace d'état and political struggle. Become a cannon fodder character who is spurned in history. Seo-zekin, who woke up, shivered silently. What is the test? It's not like I don't have money. He calmly decided to put aside the script in the book, not to follow the official career, but to inherit the family's ancestral bookstore, the Seo family's small bookstore, and live a free life. Chapter 2 The Ancestral Bookstore, the beginning of the storm. Located in the bustling area of Beijing, the Seo family's small bookstore deals in all kinds of classics and legendary books, often attracting readers and scribes. Seo-zekin returned to the bookstore and found that it was not only rich in books, but also had a lot of secrets from the previous dynasty. In the small bookstore, there is also a woman who is proficient in piano, chess, calligraphy, and painting, named Qin Yanran, a distant relative of the Seo family, who is gentle but witty. When she saw Seo-zekin's image of a weak scholar, she had doubts in her heart, but she was also attracted by his cleverness. Chapter 3 The political situation is whirlpooled, and the rivers and lakes are in agreement. Just as Seo-zekin was enjoying the leisure of the bookstore, the political situation in the capital suddenly surged. Rebellion follows like a shadow, and the dark tide is surging. The characters in his eponymous book are embroiled in a court upheaval. One day, a mysterious guest came to the bookstore, named Kite, who is said to be a master of intelligence in the rivers and lakes, intending to pass on secret information with the help of the Seo family bookstore. Seo-zekin and Qin Yanran teamed up and began to secretly exchange information in the bookstore, gradually getting involved in a whirlpool of power and conspiracy. Chapter 4 The Secret of the Script, the Mysterious Scroll. By chance, Seo-zekin found a yellowed book in the depths of the bookstore, which involved a hidden court secret, which became the key to his grasp of the truth about the coup. The text implies that a lost scroll holds a secret that can control the world, and that scroll is the target of many forces. Seo-zekin was determined to use the bookstore as a cover, and began to search for the whereabouts of the scroll, and in the process, he met Yang Lanfan, a swordsman from the rivers and lakes, and captured Sima Lingfeng with a cold face, and solved the mystery together. Chapter 5 The conspiracy is revealed, and the palace change is close at hand. During the investigation, Seo-zekin found that a big change in the palace was about to break out, and the important ministers of the court secretly planned a coup d'état with the intention of overthrowing the imperial power, and Seo-zekin became the only person in the know. Facing the double-edged sword in his hand, he not only wants to protect the family and the bookstore, but also needs to skillfully maneuver between the government and the opposition. Qin Yanran showed extraordinary strategy and courage, and the two cooperated tacitly to start a contest of wisdom and power. Chapter 6 The bookstore has become a battlefield, and emotions are gradually warming. On the eve of the palace change, the Seo family bookstore became the center of information exchange and secret hiding, and became the focus of competition between many forces. In a surprise attack, Seo-zekin successfully thwarted the enemy's sneak attack with the agility and ingenuity of a chef. This incident also deepened the relationship between Qin Yanran and Seo-zekin, and the two had a secret relationship. The appearance of Yang Lanfan and Sima Lingfeng provided strong support for Seo-zekin. The four form an indissoluble alliance and decide to join forces to fend off the impending storm. Chapter 7 The Night of the Palace Coup, a Fateful Decision. On the night of the palace change, the capital was swords. Seo-zekin used the secret passage of the bookstore to rescue the framed loyal ministers, and exposed the conspiracy between the DPRK and China one by one. Faced with the double test of family and country and family affection, Suzeckan finally chose to protect justice and peace. The emperor learned the truth, broke the conspiracy of rebellion, and the situation was temporarily stable. Suzeckan put down his fame and fortune and decided to continue to run the bookstore and pass on his wisdom and culture. Chapter 8 Keep the fragrance of books in peace and watch the wind and clouds with a smile. At the end of the story, Suzeckan and Qin Yanran joined hands to open a school in the bookstore, impart knowledge and culture, and become a cultural celebrity in the capital. Was once a weak man, but now he has become a wise man who cannot be ignored between the rivers and lakes and the court. Chapter 9 Late at night in the bookstore, the dark tide is surging. Suzeckan continued to operate the So family bookstore, and the business was booming. At night, scholars often gather in the bookstore to discuss poetry and world affairs. Suzeckan took advantage of these occasions to secretly collect intelligence from all sides and grasp the movements of the government and the opposition. However, although the palace change has subsided, the undercurrent has not subsided. One night, a mysterious black shadow suddenly appeared in the depths of the bookstore, leaving a strange spell. Suzeckan was keenly aware of the danger and began to strengthen his precautions. Qin Yanran showed her calm wisdom in the piano, chess, calligraphy, and painting, and assisted Zekan in laying a clever trap, vowing to protect the safety of the bookstore. Chapter 10 New allies appear, and the rivers and lakes are back in turmoil. Just as Suzeckan was investigating the mystery of the charm, a mysterious woman in purple appeared in the shadow. She was once famous in the rivers and lakes, and now she is in seclusion, but she returned to the capital due to some hidden circumstances. Flowers and shadows bring news that Flame Scales will secretly recruit troops in an attempt to regroup, and is bound to challenge the power structure of the capital again. Suzeckan knew that the situation was not optimistic, so he summoned Yang Lanfan, Sima Lingfeng, and Qin Yanran to discuss countermeasures. Chapter 11 The bookstore is changing, and there are many traps. The bookstore has become a hub for the intersection of information between the rivers and lakes and the imperial court, and spies from different forces have come one after another. While maintaining the family business, Suzeckan secretly laid many traps and firmly controlled the situation. A sudden fire almost burned down the entire bookstore, but it was rescued by Hualuying in time at a critical moment. The conspiracy behind the fire is even more shocking. It was actually a mole. Suzeckan began to suspect that someone around him had rebelled, and among his close friends, who was the real enemy. Chapter 12 The traitor appears, and the Jedi fights back. The investigation process is compact and thrilling, and Suzeckan gradually reveals the identity of the traitor with his wit and the chef's delicate observation. It is actually Li Yongxiao, the former bookstore buddy. Li Yongxiao was originally loyal, but he was bribed by the Flame Scale Society and secretly smuggled information for him. In the face of betrayal, Suzeckan was in great pain, but he was not relentless, and used a well-arranged strategy to rebel against the generals, successfully captured Li Yongxiao, and recaptured the lost secret scroll. Chapter 13 Kitchen Skill, Turning the Tide. In addition to books and intelligence, Suzeckan's other trump card is his cooking skills. At a banquet for masters and court officials, he used his superb cooking skills to reconcile the contradictions of all parties and ease the tension. This banquet not only showcased his cooking skills, but also attracted many forces, paving the way for the subsequent confrontation against the Flame Scale Society. During the banquet, Qin Yanran used poetry to convey information in a vague way, and the undercurrent between the rivers and lakes and the imperial court began to turn. Chapter 14 The Ultimate Showdown, Longton Tiger's Den. The Flame Scales will attack in full force, and the bookstore will become the final battleground. Suzeckan led his allies to fight to the death with the Flame Scale Society. Fists and feet, swords, and resourcefulness were intertwined, and the swords and shadows revealed the warmth and coldness of people's hearts. At the critical moment, Suzeckan used the calmness and dexterity unique to chefs, skillfully used the environment and strategy, and led his allies to turn defeat into victory. The battle climaxed to a climax, and in the end, they succeeded in dismantling the Flame Scale Society's conspiracy and defending the peace of the capital and the future of the bookstore. Chapter 15 Laughing at the Storm and Continuing the Legend. After the war, Suzekin did not choose to join the government or go away, but stuck to the bookstore and passed on the culture and wisdom. Qin Yanran became his lifelong partner, and the two spent the rest of their lives together in the fragrance of books. Yang Lanfan and Sima Lingfeng became his faithful brothers and guardians. Suzekin finally achieved a reversal in his life, from a weak man to a master of scheming, from a chef to a cultural guardian. He used wisdom and courage to write his own legend.